Nature's wonders never cease to amaze us. From awe-inspiring beauty to heart-stopping terror, the natural world sometimes offers rare glimpses into its mysterious realm. While some phenomena are well documented and understood, others remain so elusive and fleeting that scientists have barely scratched the surface in studying them. Join us as we explore these one-in-a-billion moments in nature. Number 30. Boiling Mud Incident. In the village of Mahakalapada, Odisha, India, something astonishing took place on June 5, 2020. Without any warning, the ground began to tremble, and moments later, boiling mud and water started to spew out of the earth. The villagers were shocked as this terrifying scene unfolded, causing them to run for safety. At first, many believed it was a supernatural event, perhaps the work of angry spirits. However, the reality was far more grounded. A local resident had been digging a well in his backyard, and during the process, the workers accidentally drilled into a pocket of hot, muddy water buried deep underground. This triggered an eruption that sent boiling water shooting 40 feet into the air, creating a small sinkhole and shaking the surrounding area. Fortunately, no one was injured in the incident. Number 29. Rainbow Cloud. On August 21, 2022, the sky over Haikou City, the bustling capital of Hainan Province in China, became the backdrop for a truly rare spectacle. Over 2 million residents witnessed what appeared to be a rainbow cloud, a phenomenon so striking that it quickly ignited debates online. Was it a sign of extraterrestrial activity, or was there a more earthly explanation? This captivating display is known as a pileus cloud, or scarf cloud. These smooth, lens-like clouds form atop larger cumulus clouds, driven by strong updrafts during thunderstorms. What made this event even more remarkable was the cloud iridescence, a dazzling array of colors that danced across the cloud's surface. This occurs when sunlight is diffracted by tiny ice crystals and water droplets in the cloud, scattering light into a spectrum of vibrant colors. Unlike a typical rainbow, the colors in this cloud were less orderly, creating a stunning visual effect that meteorologist Jen Carfagno likened to pixie dust or unicorn sprinkles. The brief appearance and rarity of the rainbow cloud over Haikou made it one of those one-in-a-billion moments in nature that truly amazed everyone who saw it. Number 28. Localized Rainfall. In February 2022, something incredible happened in Po, Italy. A local resident managed to capture a rare weather event on camera, rain falling in just one isolated spot. This unusual occurrence, known as localized rainfall, happens when rain only affects a very specific area, leaving everything else dry. This wasn't the first time this man witnessed such a strange event. He had recorded something similar in 2016, and both videos quickly gained widespread attention online. At first glance, it might look like water leaking from a pipe, but when he pointed the camera upward, it was clear that the rain was coming directly from the sky. Interestingly, a similar incident occurred in February 2024 in Xiangtan, China, where a man noticed rain falling in just one spot during his commute home. This phenomenon is often referred to as Fantozzi's cloud, named after a 1975 Italian film where characters are humorously followed by personal rain clouds. While it might seem like something out of fiction, localized rainfall is a real, rare event that highlights just how unpredictable and fascinating nature can be. Number 27. Imminent lightning strike. In the small city of Aktau, Kazakhstan, a group of friends found themselves in a situation far more dangerous than they realized. As they stood on the eastern outskirts of the city, a thunderstorm rolled overhead. Suddenly, they noticed something strange. The hairs on their arms and heads began to stand straight up. Unbeknownst to them, this eerie phenomenon was a sign of imminent danger. The National Weather Service warns that when this happens, it indicates a lightning strike is about to occur. The tingling sensation on their skin and the strange sounds they heard were due to positive charges rising from their bodies toward the negatively charged particles in the storm above. Without knowing the peril they were in, one of them pulled out a phone to record the moment. They were lucky. Mother Nature decided to hold back. But if you ever find yourself in this situation, remember to get as low and small as possible without lying flat. Number 26. Ice wave. In the Siberian city of Surgut, Russia, nature showed its icy strength in a dramatic way. The Oby River, which flows through this city, is known for its thick layers of ice during the long freezing winters. But in May 2018, as temperatures began to rise and the ice started to thaw, something extraordinary happened. The melting ice, pushed by the river's current, formed massive waves that surged toward the shore, crashing into the land with incredible force. These ice waves, some several feet high, were powerful enough to break through metal barriers along the riverbank. The sheer force of the ice surprised residents and officials alike, leading some to believe that explosives might be needed to control the situation. While it's not uncommon for ice to build up and move as the weather warms, the scale and intensity of this event were far from ordinary. Number 25. Rock slide. In Croatia's Biokovo mountain range, two hikers got more than they bargained for during what seemed like a routine trek. As they navigated the rocky terrain, they spotted a mountain goat gracefully leaping from one rock to another. But what started as a peaceful moment quickly turned into a life-threatening situation. The goat's movements dislodged some rocks, and before they knew it, a rock slide was barreling down the mountain. The hikers acted fast, sidestepping the narrow path of the slide just in time. The cascade of rocks continued for over a minute, a mix of small stones at the base and larger boulders crashing down from above. It was a stark reminder of how quickly things can go wrong in the wild. The rocks had been stable moments before, but all it took was one small movement to set off this powerful chain reaction. The hikers were left in awe, not only at the beauty of the Biokovo range, but also at the raw, unpredictable power of nature. Number 24. Fluff Fire. In May 2020, a peaceful day at the Parque del Cidacos in Calahorra, Spain, took a sudden and dangerous turn. The park, known for its lush green spaces, was unexpectedly engulfed by a strange and rapid fire. What made this fire so unusual was its cause: poppy seed fluff. These tiny white fibers, designed to carry seeds through the air, had blanketed the ground, creating a highly flammable layer across the park. Within moments, the fluff ignited, setting off a fast-moving fire that raced across the surface of the grass. Surprisingly, the fire burned only the fluff, leaving the grass beneath untouched. The local authorities were quick to respond, and firefighters managed to contain the blaze before it could spread further. According to experts, the poppy seed fluff, though delicate and light, can become extremely dangerous when it dries out, as it easily catches fire. The mayor of Calahorra, Elisa Garrido, assured the public that the fire was not started intentionally, but rather was an accident likely caused by a spark or a carelessly discarded cigarette. Number 23. Moose shedding antlers. In the snowy wilderness of Plaster Rock, New Brunswick, Canada, something truly remarkable was captured on camera. Derek Burgoyne, a forestry operations supervisor, was out with his drone when he stumbled upon a sight that even seasoned wildlife experts rarely get to witness. As he watched 3 moose wandering through the forest, one of the animals did something extraordinary. It shed its antlers right before his eyes. The moose shook its massive body, and suddenly, its antlers fell to the ground. This event is incredibly rare to catch on film, almost like winning the lottery. The antlers measured about 45 inches across, and Derek was quick to collect them as a trophy. For moose, shedding antlers is a natural process that happens every winter. They shed last year's antlers to make way for new growth in the spring. This cycle is common among hoofed animals like deer and elk, but what makes moose unique is the sheer size of their antlers. Female moose don't grow antlers, but in caribou, both males and females do. The moose's ability to shed these heavy antlers is crucial for their survival, making them more agile and better equipped to find food during the harsh winter months. Number 22. Backward Waterfall. In the rugged landscape of the Peak District in Derbyshire, England, there's a waterfall that defies gravity, at least it seems that way. Kinder Downfall, the tallest waterfall in the area, is known for its unusual behavior during intense windstorms. On certain days, when gale-force winds slam into the mountain, the water from the nearly 100-foot drop is blown back up the cliff, making it look like the waterfall is flowing in reverse. This incredible phenomenon is not an illusion, but a rare natural event that draws visitors from all over the United Kingdom. On January 29, 2016, during Storm Gertrude, the winds reached over 100 miles per hour, creating a spectacular display at Kinder Downfall. The water was not falling at all, but instead being blown upward, defying what you would expect from a waterfall. While this backward flow is weather-dependent and doesn't happen often, when it does, it's a sight to behold. Number 21. Yosemite Firefall. Yosemite National Park, famous for its towering cliffs and stunning waterfalls, holds a secret spectacle that few get to witness in person. Every February, if conditions are just right, one of its lesser-known waterfalls, Horsetail Fall, lights up in a fiery orange glow that looks like molten lava cascading down the side of El Capitan. This natural phenomenon has come to be known as the Yosemite Firefall. But there's no actual fire involved. The mesmerizing effect happens when the setting sun hits the waterfall at a precise angle, reflecting off the water in such a way that it appears to be ablaze. Horsetail Fall is over 2,000 feet tall, but it only flows during the winter and early spring, making the firefall a rare event. The spectacle is so dependent on perfect conditions, clear skies, enough water in the fall, and the right angle of sunlight, that it only lasts for a few minutes each day, and only for a few days in February. Visitors brave the cold and gather in the park, hoping to catch this fleeting moment of natural wonder. Number 20. Total Solar Eclipse. On March 20th, 2015, Steen Orland, a passionate snowboarder and filmmaker, set out on an unforgettable adventure in Svalbard, a remote Norwegian archipelago in the Arctic Ocean. Armed with his camera and snowboard, Steen was determined to capture something truly extraordinary, a total solar eclipse. As the moon began its journey across the sun, gradually blocking out its light, Steen found himself in the perfect spot. Svalbard, along with the Faroe Islands between Iceland and Norway, was among the best places on Earth to witness this rare celestial event. Depending on where you are, an eclipse can be partial or total. A total solar eclipse, where the moon completely obscures the sun, occurs somewhere on Earth every 18 months. However, it can take between 360 to 410 years for the same location to witness this phenomenon twice. The unique alignment of the sun and moon during this event was made possible by the fact that, although the sun is 400 times larger than the moon, it is also 400 times farther away from Earth. This perfect ratio allowed for a breathtaking display that left Steen, and anyone lucky enough to see it, utterly mesmerized. Number 19. Cloud Waterfall. High above the bustling city of Chongqing, China, an extraordinary natural event occurs that turns mountains into something magical. Known as the cloud cascade phenomenon, this event happens when a sea of clouds flows over mountain slopes like a waterfall, creating a breathtaking illusion of liquid mist. This rare occurrence only happens under specific conditions. First, there must be clear weather immediately following a heavy rain or snowstorm, which saturates the lower atmosphere. The surrounding terrain also plays a crucial role, as the clouds need a high plateau bordered by steep mountain slopes to create the cascading effect. As the cooler, denser air atop the plateau builds up, it eventually spills over the mountain, driven by gravity, to form a stunning cloud waterfall. This beautiful but short-lived event usually lasts just a few moments before the clouds evaporate as they descend. Witnessing the cloud cascade phenomenon requires being in the right place at the right time, but those who experience it are treated to one of nature's most mesmerizing displays. Number 18. Needle ice. On a serene day in Quebec, Canada, on May 8, 2016, spectators at a lake witnessed a mesmerizing natural display. Millions of ice crystals, resembling tiny glass shards, danced across the thawing lake, creating a symphony of natural sounds. This phenomenon, known as needle ice, occurs when warming temperatures splinter solid ice into countless pieces. These ice needles move quickly across the water, eventually clustering on the shores. The formation of needle ice is not limited to lakes. It can also emerge from the ground when moisture in soil freezes upon contact with cold air. This usually happens overnight when the air is coldest, revealing a carpet of ice needles by morning. A delicate yet fascinating spectacle of nature's artistry. Number 17. Sailing stones. In the dry, flat expanse of Death Valley's racetrack playa, large stones seem to move on their own, leaving long trails behind them in the dusty earth. This phenomenon, known as sailing stones, has puzzled scientists for decades. The stones, some weighing several hundred pounds, can move over 1,500 feet across the playa, yet no one ever sees them in motion. Recent research has shown that this movement occurs when a thin layer of ice forms on the playa during cold nights. As the ice begins to melt under the morning sun, it becomes slick, and even the lightest breeze can push the stones along the slippery surface. The ice sheet breaks up into panels that shove the stones forward, creating the eerie trails. This process happens very slowly, so while it remains one of nature's most intriguing mysteries, it is now better understood. Despite the explanation, witnessing these stones in their tracks remains a rare and fascinating experience. Number 16. Snow rollers. Snow rollers are one of nature's most playful and rarest creations. These cylindrical snow formations occur when specific conditions align perfectly. First, a layer of snow must be loose and wet enough to roll, yet the ground beneath must be icy or hard to prevent sticking. A light breeze then rolls this snow into a spiral, forming what looks like a snow donut. The phenomenon is incredibly rare because it requires just the right mix of weather elements, the right temperature, snow type, and wind strength. Snow rollers can vary in size from a few inches to over a foot in diameter. They are often hollow inside because the inner layers can be blown away as the roller moves, creating a delicate, sometimes fragile structure. Witnessing a snow roller is like finding nature's version of a perfect snowball, and it's a sight few people ever get to experience. Number 15. Blood rain. Blood rain is as eerie as it sounds, and it's an extremely rare occurrence. One of the most famous instances happened in Kerala, India, in 2001, where it rained red for several weeks. The cause? Microscopic spores from algae, which were swept into the atmosphere and then mixed with rain. These spores turned the raindrops a shocking red, making it appear as though blood was falling from the sky. The event was so bizarre that it spurred all kinds of theories, from supernatural causes to pollution. However, scientists eventually traced it back to the presence of a particular type of algae spore. Blood rain has been reported in other parts of the world, but it's always a rare and striking event, leaving those who witness it with a deep sense of awe and mystery. Number 14. Green flash at sunset. The green flash at sunset is a fleeting but mesmerizing natural event that lasts only a few seconds. As the sun dips below the horizon, the atmosphere acts like a prism, bending the light. The shorter wavelengths, like green, are bent more than the longer ones, like red. Under the right conditions, when the air is clear and you have an unobstructed view of the horizon, a bright green flash can appear just as the last bit of the sun disappears. This phenomenon is most often observed over the ocean, but it can happen anywhere with a clear view of the horizon. The green flash has fascinated skywatchers for over a century, with the first documented scientific observation recorded in 1865. It's a rare and beautiful moment that many skywatchers spend their lives trying to capture. Number 13. Volcano skiing on Mount Etna. Imagine strapping on your skis not just anywhere, but on the slopes of Mount Etna, Europe's highest active volcano. On March 9, 2017, a daring group of skiers experienced the thrill of their lives. As they descended Mount Etna, the volcano erupted, sending ash into the sky. These thrill-seekers were chasing the ultimate shot, skiing dangerously close to streams of hot lava. Mount Etna isn't just any peak. It's a snow-covered marvel in Sicily, known for its breathtaking views and challenging routes. Whether you choose the more accessible South Etna or the scenic, yet more remote North Etna, the adventure awaits until late spring, promising a blend of danger and beauty that's truly unique. Number 12. Queen of the Night Bloom. For 364 nights of the year, the night-blooming cereus is nothing but a withered cactus. But on a single night in the summer, it undergoes an extraordinary transformation. This plant, found in Tucson, Arizona, bursts into large, fragrant, vanilla-scented blooms. The flowers are so extravagant that they resemble wedding dresses. By morning, the petals dry up, and the plant returns to its unassuming state. The bloom is unpredictable, often occurring in June or July, and is influenced by factors like rainfall and the lunar cycle. It's an event so rare that people gather in anticipation, not knowing if they will witness this fleeting moment of beauty. Those who do are treated to a sight that feels almost otherworldly. Number 11. Sprite Lightning. Sprite Lightning, also known simply as sprites, are one of the most mysterious and breathtaking phenomena in nature. These bursts of red or orange light flash high above thunderstorms, reaching heights between 31 and 56 miles above the Earth's surface. Sprites were first captured on camera in 1989, although pilots had reported seeing these strange lights for decades before that. The phenomenon is linked to powerful positive lightning strikes that occur in thunderstorms. When these strikes hit, they create an imbalance in the electrical field above the storm, leading to the formation of sprites. The red color of sprites comes from nitrogen molecules in the atmosphere being excited by the electrical discharge. This gives them their distinctive, eerie glow that often appears in the shape of jellyfish or carrots, with tendrils extending downward. Sprites are extremely brief, lasting only a few milliseconds, and are best observed at night. Due to their fleeting nature and high altitude, they are difficult to study, but they offer valuable insights into the electrical processes in the upper atmosphere. Number 10. Morning Glory Clouds. Morning glory clouds are a rare meteorological phenomenon that occurs mainly in northern Australia, particularly in the Gulf of Carpentaria. These clouds are enormous tubular formations that can stretch up to 600 miles across the sky. They form at altitudes of up to 2 kilometers and are often accompanied by dangerous air turbulence. The clouds usually appear in the early morning during the spring months, and their formation is influenced by a combination of atmospheric conditions. Pilots and gliders flock to Burketown to ride these clouds, which resemble massive rolling waves in the sky. This rare spectacle is a dream for photographers and aviation enthusiasts alike, making it one of the most sought-after natural events to witness. Number 9. Sky Punch. Sky punches, also known as fall streak holes, are one of the most striking and rare cloud formations you'll ever see. These huge circular gaps in the clouds occur when the water droplets in the clouds are supercooled but haven't frozen yet. When something triggers the formation of ice crystals, such as an airplane passing through, the surrounding water droplets quickly evaporate, creating a large hole in the cloud. The result looks like someone punched a hole right through the sky. These sky punches are often accompanied by a streak of ice crystals falling from the center, adding to the dramatic effect. Because the conditions required for a sky punch are so specific, this phenomenon is incredibly rare. Number 8. Ball lightning. Ball lightning is one of the most mysterious and least understood phenomena in the natural world. This rare event occurs during thunderstorms and appears as a glowing, floating ball of light that can range in size from a golf ball to several meters across. The ball typically lasts only a few seconds, but has been known to persist for up to a minute. It can move erratically, sometimes even passing through walls or windows, before suddenly disappearing or exploding with a loud bang. Scientists believe ball lightning might form when regular lightning strikes the ground, vaporizing the minerals in the soil and creating a plasma ball. Despite numerous reports throughout history, ball lightning is so rare that it's still not fully understood, and capturing it on video is an incredibly lucky feat. This elusive phenomenon remains one of nature's greatest unsolved mysteries. Number 7. Sundogs. Sundogs, also called parhelia, are beautiful and rare atmospheric phenomena that make it look like there are 2 extra suns in the sky, one on each side of the real sun. They occur when sunlight passes through hexagonal ice crystals suspended high in the atmosphere, usually in cirrus clouds. These ice crystals act like tiny prisms, bending the light at specific angles and creating bright spots of light, often with a reddish hue closest to the sun and shades of orange and blue further out. Sundogs are typically seen when the sun is low on the horizon, either just after sunrise or just before sunset. They can last anywhere from a few minutes to over half an hour, depending on weather conditions. Sundogs are not just limited to Earth. They can also form on other planets like Mars and Jupiter, where similar atmospheric conditions exist. Number 6. Moonbow. Moonbows, also known as lunar rainbows, are rare and magical sights. Unlike regular rainbows that are created by sunlight, moonbows are formed by the light of the moon. This phenomenon typically occurs at night, during a full moon when the sky is dark and there is rain in the opposite part of the sky. The light from the moon, although much weaker than sunlight, can still be refracted and reflected by water droplets in the atmosphere, creating a faint, colorless arc. Moonbows are most often seen near waterfalls, where the mist from the falls provides the necessary water droplets. Some of the best-known places to witness a moonbow include Victoria Falls in Africa and Cumberland Falls in Kentucky. The sight of a moonbow is so rare and captivating that it has inspired legends and awe throughout history. Before we move on, here's today's subscriber's pick. What you see in the image might look like something out of a science fiction movie, but it's very real. This is a rare geological phenomenon known as honeycomb weathering, and it's a true one-in-a-billion moment in nature. Found in only a few locations around the world, such as coastal regions in California and parts of Australia, honeycomb weathering occurs when saltwater spray or wind carries salt particles that slowly eat away at soft rock formations. Over thousands of years, these tiny holes expand and create patterns that resemble a honeycomb. The intricate texture almost looks like something handcrafted, yet it's completely natural. The unusual landscape draws curious travelers and geologists alike, all eager to witness this rare sight that can only be found in a handful of places on Earth. What makes it even more intriguing is how these formations can vary greatly in size, from tiny pockets to large cavernous spaces. What do you think about this incredible natural phenomenon? Let us know in the comments section below. Number 5. White rainbow. A white rainbow, also known as a fog bow, is a rare and stunning phenomenon that occurs when sunlight passes through tiny water droplets in fog rather than raindrops. Unlike a typical rainbow, which displays a spectrum of colors, a white rainbow appears almost entirely white due to the small size of the water droplets, which are too tiny to refract the light into distinct colors. These fog bows are often seen in misty or foggy conditions, especially near bodies of water or in mountainous regions. The bow's faint color is sometimes visible at the edges, usually showing a hint of red on the outer edge and blue on the inner side. Fog bows can be quite large, sometimes stretching across the sky, making them a captivating sight for those lucky enough to witness one. The best time to see a fog bow is during early morning or late afternoon, when the fog is thickest and the sun is low in the sky. Number 4. Full circle rainbow. A full circle rainbow is an incredible sight that occurs when sunlight passes through rain droplets at a specific angle, creating a complete circle rather than the usual arch. This phenomenon is usually visible only from great heights, like from an airplane or a tall mountain. The droplets act like tiny prisms, refracting and reflecting light to form a perfect circle. One of the most breathtaking occurrences was captured in Wales, United Kingdom, where a helicopter crew spotted and photographed this phenomenon. These rainbows can appear vibrant with multiple colors, just like a regular rainbow. But seeing the full circle is a true rarity. It's a moment of pure wonder, where nature reveals its hidden geometry, making you feel like you've stumbled upon a secret in the sky. Number 2. Noctilucent cloud. Noctilucent clouds, or night-shining clouds, are the highest clouds in Earth's atmosphere, forming about 50 miles above the surface in the mesosphere. These clouds are composed of tiny ice crystals that cling to dust particles from meteors. They appear as shimmering blue or silver streaks in the sky and are usually visible during twilight, just after sunset or before sunrise. Noctilucent clouds were first observed in 1885, shortly after the eruption of Krakatoa, and have fascinated skywatchers ever since. They are most commonly seen during the summer months at higher latitudes, between 50 and 70 degrees north or south. These clouds are so high that they remain illuminated by the sun, even when it has set below the horizon for the observer on the ground. The exact conditions needed to form noctilucent clouds are still not fully understood, making them a mysterious and rare natural wonder. Number 1. Christmas Island's red crab migration. Every year, as the first rains of the wet season touch down on Christmas Island, a natural spectacle begins. Tens of millions of red crabs emerge from the forests and march toward the ocean in one of the most incredible migrations on Earth. These crabs, numbering between 40 to 50 million, make their way across roads, cliffs, and beaches to breed. The timing of the migration is so precise that it aligns with the lunar cycle, ensuring the crabs can spawn at the optimal time. The male crabs lead the charge, with females following closely behind. Upon reaching the shore, the crabs mate, and the females release up to 100,000 eggs each into the sea. Within a month, baby crabs emerge and begin their own journey back to the forest. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.